What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of On the Floor with Liv and Cor. I'm Cor, and Liv is at her day job still while we were recording this. So, believe it or not, we do have other things happening other than recording podcasts on the floor. But with this special episode, this is another episode and our final episode in the Big Ten Championship Countdown. And I have a very special guest with me today from Penn State is Kalea McElligott. Kalea, thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
I'm so great today. And yeah, of course, I'm so excited to be here.
Amazing, amazing. So, okay, we're heading into the Big Ten Championship weekend. It's always a fun weekend to get everyone in the Big Ten back together. Of course, there's some competition going on, and we're going to throw down some really amazing routines after a great season that your team has had. But what are you most excited for this weekend to head to Ann Arbor, Michigan with your team to throw down an amazing competition at the University of Michigan?
Yeah, so obviously last time we were at Michigan, we definitely had an amazing time and we had great things at regionals and we're just trying to keep that same energy for this time at Big Tens. But I'm just excited to see all the amazing gymnastics that's out there in the Big Ten. And obviously with our team this year, we have had some setbacks with like injuries and stuff, but I'm just so
Yeah.
excited to see our freshmen kind of rise to the occasion at Big Ten. So I think they're going to do amazing things, and I'm just excited for our team.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I mean, I think going into a championship, there can be a lot of pressure, right?
Of course.
It just comes with the territory of what it's called, the title of championship. But it's most important, especially in our sport, to just stay focused on what you can control. So for you guys, you mentioned that, this season there were some injuries on your team, and people have had to step up in some significant ways, and you have a very young team. So, before we get to some of the other questions that don't have to do with gymnastics, what is like the main tip coming from your coaching staff as you take the competition floor this weekend, knowing that you've had a quite successful season despite the adversity that you guys have been posed with? Seeing people step up in significant ways has been really inspiring to all of us watching. But what are those tips coming from your coaches heading into Big Tens this weekend?
Yeah, so obviously it's kind of just staying focused on our team and not letting the environment kind of frazzle us. I think it's very important to just stay focused on one thing at a time. And we have so much talent, so much amazing gymnastics, but obviously capitalizing on each moment is very important for us. I think that going into this week, we have a great opportunity to show everyone who we are. And I think good things are really going to come from it, but really just kind of focusing on ourselves and taking one step at a time.
Yeah, that's very cool. Last year, you were Big Ten Freshman of the Year, and it was very well deserved. I remember you watching you throw down some amazing routines all season long, and honestly, there was many times I like texted Olivia, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, who is this girl? She's incredible." So very well deserved last year. Heading into this year, obviously that comes with a little bit of like attention and a little bit of like weird, like not target on your back, but like there was attention that came to you last season. So settling into this season, your sophomore year, how do you feel your gymnastics has changed, transformed? Have you found a good groove? How do you feel like the season has been going for you personally?
Yeah, so obviously my accomplishments last year, that was amazing for me, but I wouldn't say it is necessarily something that defines me as I headed into this year. Obviously, I know I accomplished great things, but I don't necessarily feel like I need to hold up to that standard because in my mind, I'm like, that happened in the past and we keep moving forward. But obviously, I do play a different role as a sophomore now and kind of leaning onto the freshmen a little bit more and taking more of a leadership role. But also this year, I have been dealing with some lower extremity issues, which kind of forced me to take a step back and approach things from a different stand. Um, Obviously, not something I like, not somewhere I really see myself being, especially like on the sidelines or whatever, but it just kind of happened and forced me to take a step back. But
Yeah,
I've been training, I've been getting back out there, and I'm excited for this weekend.
yeah, that's cool. You know, it's really interesting because there's been many times that I've chatted with athletes over the years where when there is that adversity that an athlete is posed with, um, I think that there's a grit inside of a gymnast that really can reframe what that adversity is. And even just the way you answered that, I think it's very it's such a cool opportunity in an odd way, right? To be able to take that step back, to focus on little things, whether it's physical like rehab and prehab and all of the different services that like your athletic training staff can provide to you to like help get you the strongest that you can possibly be. As well as like all of the comeback stuff to make sure that you can come back stronger. But I think mentally, the thing that I have heard from student athletes in the past that have been sidelined in that way is that they start to see the sport from a different perspective because they're forced to look at it instead of while they're participating in it, see it what's just in front of them. They see it from a different world or such a different viewpoint. Well, how does that, do you relate to that? Is that something that you've been like identifying or noticing in this time?
Yeah, so it was obviously like these past couple meets where I've kind of been forced to take a step back. Um, Looking at the gymnastics in front of me from this like different world, it's very different. And honestly, I'm grateful for the chance to take a step back. And obviously, I'm so eager to get back out there. But in my mind, I think that a small step back comes for a bigger comeback. So
Hey, that's quotable. It's tweetable, honestly, at this point. I
yeah,
love
so
I love that. That's a great perspective. That's a great perspective. Okay, so a little bit about your family. So, um, I was reading through your bio a little bit just to get a little bit more about you. Your dad played college baseball at Arizona State. So, what ha, is there? Are there other athletes in your family as well, tell me a little bit more about your family.
yeah, so we definitely have an athletic family. My sister did dance growing up, but
Cool.
my brother is committed to Binghamton for baseball, so he kind of followed in my dad's footsteps a bit. But yeah, I mean, ever since I was young, we were always like, whether it was like running routes on like the grass with my dad and my brother, like we were always involved in sports. And then I kind of just found my love for gymnastics from just like flipping on the front lawn, and they were like, "All right, we need to get this girl in some gym because she's gonna hurt herself." But yeah, I always just loved running around and everything.
So I have to ask, are you guys a turkey trot family on Thanksgiving?
No, but I am like I would. Not the rest of my family, not like runners, but like that's something I would do.
That's amazing. This past Thanksgiving, I was like quite literally sitting on the couch watching all of these Instagram stories pop up, and it was like
Yeah.
I have this thought, or this maybe we'll call it a theory, that you're either a turkey trot family or a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade watching family. Like your morning of of Thanksgiving it looks polar opposite.
Yeah.
So
No, totally.
that's amazing. And being from New York, have you ever been to the Macy's Day Parade?
No, I haven't. But my dad went this year because he had to like work there or something. So he was like sending us videos and stuff.
I mean,
But
it's iconic.
I know, that's on my bucket list though for sure. I'm
Add
gonna
it.
make it one year. I have to.
Add it.
It's
I mean,
only right.
there's something about like these massive balloons coming down Fifth Avenue. Like it
Yeah.
just there's just something about it. I love it. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit about just like you and your heart in at Penn State. What ultimately you're a girl growing up in New York, and then you committed to Penn State. What was it about Penn State that really drew you to want to be a Penn State Nittany Lion?
Yeah, so growing up, I was like, I'm going down south. I hate the cold, like blah blah blah. I was like, I want to get out of the cold. New York my whole life, whatever. But I went on my visit at Penn State. I mean, Sarah was the first coach to reach out to me, and I always like loved the idea of Penn State, but I never really went. And then when I went and visited, I had the most amazing time. I thought it was the most beautiful campus. And I always talk to people about like getting that feeling walking onto the campus. And I just had that feeling, and I knew I'd have regret if I went anywhere else. So just
Oh,
fell in love with it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. On that a similar note, but a little bit down the line, what has been your most favorite memory so far as a Nittany Lion?
Obviously winning a Big Ten Freshman of the Year was something that was really cool, but within Penn State itself, I would say the retreats that we have as a team, like in the beginning of the year, I think those are like my favorite memories for sure. I feel like we really bond with our team and coaches, and that's where we kind of develop our goals for the year. So that's definitely some core memories.
I love that. I love that. One thing that I think is probably on my personal bucket list, like I have a few. Macy's Day Parade is one of them. But one of them is I want to see a football game and the Penn State environment in the Penn State home stadium. And
Oh
specifically,
my
I would
goodness,
want to
we
go
have
to
to.
the whiteout game.
Yeah,
Like,
that's no, you need to add that to your bucket list because
okay,
those
what
are
is it like?
incredible. And like
Tell
I
me about
swear,
the energy. Tell me about the energy in that stadium.
oh my goodness, it is crazy. I mean, like I can't even make it a whole game. Like I'll stand like they Penn State has crazy fans. Like I have never seen anything like it. It's like either I'll stay for the beginning to the half or the half to the end. But like I have yet to make it a full game. That's you know what I'll add that to my bucket list too.
One full football game.
Yeah, we're really forming a whole bucket list right now.
We
But
really are.
yeah, but the energy is so insane. Like you can't even hear yourself or like you're trying to talk to like I'm trying to talk to my teammate or whatever and like nothing. You can't hear a thing.
Okay.
But it's honestly the best time ever. It's so much fun. It's so like Penn State pride. Like it's so hard to not fall in love with it after like going to one of those games.
I love it. Okay, I'm adding it to my list, and you are
There you
adding a
go.
full game to your
A full
list.
game.
A full game. I mean, and I'll even tell you, like, please, like, take some breaks, like, sit down every once in a while, even if everyone's standing
Oh,
around you.
it's
Like,
so
we need
hard.
that preseason grind for a gymnast
I
is not
know.
easy. I understand why we haven't
Yeah,
made it a
that's the
full
real
game.
reason. That's the real reason.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, I have one final question for you, Kalia, before we end this. We've been asking everyone so far. We've now you're my 12th interview of 12 teams of the Big Ten, and it's been really special. We've closed out each interview by asking each athlete who in the Big Ten gymnastics community are most inspires you, and I'm talking it's someone from another team, hope like that you look up to, that you are inspired by their gymnastics, or maybe just them as a person. And the reason we ask this, and I'm sure you feel this, and yes, I'm buying you a little time so you can think, is there's something really special about the Big Ten gymnastics family coming together. There's this energy that you feel, and yes, despite it being about competition, when we are all together at the championship this weekend, there's just a different sort of energy we notice for sure. And so, who is someone across the Big Ten that you've looked up to this season, or just over the years that you've been at Penn State?
Yeah, so this season specifically, and honestly last season as well, I have been noticing Nikki Smith from Michigan State. She is honestly just shining on every event, and it's really inspiring to see her gymnastics and the way that she's helped Michigan State. So yeah, I would definitely say her, and
She's a
honestly their
good
whole
one.
team is amazing. But yeah,
She's a good one. And now that I've heard from everyone, there is a common thread. Everyone's real big fans of the Michigan State gymnastics team. And I'm on board. I'm super on board. It's been fun. Like I actually got to go down and I was asked to MC the Elevate the Stage meet, and they were the Big Ten team at the meet. And so I was like so pumped to just get to hang out. And we like hopped in the photo booth together and we were dancing and having a good time. So
yeah,
I have to say, I do agree with all of you who have mentioned Michigan State in this response. But Nikki Smith in particular is she's such a humble, kind, but also
yeah.
just like incredible athlete to every time she like salutes a judge, I'm just like, this is gonna be amazing. So you picked a good one. Awesome. Well, Kalia, thank you so much for hopping on here today. It was awesome getting to chat, and I can't wait to give you a big high five in person this week in Ann Arbor. But good luck to your team this weekend, and I can't wait to bring some energy in the arena for you guys to throw down an amazing competition this weekend in Ann Arbor.
Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to be on this, and I can't wait. Can't wait to see you there.
Of course, I cannot wait. I will be maybe I'll secretly wear white in honor of this whiteout bucket list moment.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, that's another episode, our final episode of the Big Ten Gymnastics Championship Countdown of this week. We hope you guys have enjoyed these episodes. It has been a blast for Olivia and I to get to chat with all of these amazing athletes. And we rounded it out with an amazing athlete from Penn State University. This was Kalea McElligott, and it was so fun to get to chat with her. So, with that, we're out. I'm hopping on a plane. We're heading to Big Tens, and we have an amazing championship weekend ahead planned for you. So stay tuned. We have some good stuff coming. It's going to be fun. With that, we're out. Bye, guys.